Seeing more cyclists on the roadways in the valley, it's no surprise, but what you may be surprised about is what ranking a local author gives the valley as a place to spin your wheels.
For some people, spinning their wheels is the perfect thing to do. The valley has grown to be a cycle-friendly spot. Witness the CV Link. It's expanding, providing new pathways for cyclists. Here this morning is a man who knows a thing or two about pedal power. Richard Fox has written the enCYCLEpedia of cycling in Southern California and elsewhere. Welcome, Richard.
Thanks for having me.
Well, it's good to have you with us. You have a passion for cycling. Where did that all come from?
Well, I started cycling as a kid, and I never turned back. I'm happier when I'm on a bicycle, and I started out riding on roads before there was such a thing as a bike trail. Since around 2009, I've been writing about the bike trails all along the West, the U.S. and Canada.
And so where do we stand as far as bike trails? Do we excel? What kind of grade would you give us?
I'd give the Coachella Valley, compared to the rest of Southern California, a D.
A D? Wait a minute.
In terms of bike trails, it will improve once more the CV Link is built, but if you go across the mountains, there's bike trails everywhere. There should have been a bike trail constructed along the Whitewater River several decades ago, and then that would have put it on par with a lot of the other rivers in Southern California.
So the CV Link is expanding. So what will that mean? I mean, will that elevate our grade level to maybe a C or possibly a B?
Well, in terms of bike trails, it'll be a B or a C. But in terms of enjoying cycling in the valley, I still give it an A, because there are a lot of options besides bike trails here for people like me who like to stay away from the busy roadways.
Is getting more difficult for cyclists and motorists to coexist today because there is more traffic now in the valley and it seems as though there are more cyclists?
Yeah, there's a very tiny chance that you'll be hit by a car, but it happens once or twice a year, enough to give you pause. And for road cyclists, the ones that are experienced and go at a high speed, you'll see the groups, the people training for big rides. They have no choice in the valley like they do on the other side. They have to be on the roads. But for others like myself that just enjoy a more casual ride, we do have a choice. And there are a lot of beautiful side paths and neighborhoods around the valley so that we can have a really enjoyable ride without being on those roads.
Safety is paramount for cyclists, and our bike makers and accessory makers, are they stepping up in that department?
In terms of bicycle helmets, they're creating new technologies like the MIPS, which stands for Multi-Directional Impact Protection System. And I recommend always wearing a helmet. Even if you're on a bike path or a sidewalk, you can fall over and you don't want your head to hit the concrete.
So for those of us who may have bikes sitting in the garage, what do we need to motivate ourselves to spin our wheels?
Well, actually, if you know where to ride, which my book is a big help for that. There are just so many wonderful experiences that can be had, including here in the valley. There's a lot of places that you can go visit and a lot of great neighborhoods. Some of my favorite neighborhoods are in Palm Springs, west of Palm Canyon, from Little Tuscany all the way down through Las Palmas and the museum area. In Palm Desert, south of El Paseo, well, you can enjoy El Paseo and then south, especially if you have an e-bike because it's kind of hilly, but you can enjoy the beautiful neighborhoods there. And then in Indian Wells, right next door, they have nice neighborhoods to ride through. You can see Lucy and Desi's house, Old Town La Quinta, and La Quinta Cove is fun to ride around. Also in Rancho Mirage, the Tamarask Country Club, home of Frank Sinatra, the Marx Brothers, the Andrews Sisters. That's a beautiful neighborhood.
Well, clearly there is an awful lot to see and do riding on your bike and a different experience. Richard, thank you so much for being with us this morning. We appreciate it.
Sure, thanks a lot for having me.
And keep it right there. We'll be right back.